What is the threat of hurricanes on the East Coast in the future years?
Well, the question is, what is the threat of hurricanes on the East Coast in future years? It depends upon two things: the frequency of hurricanes in the Atlantic and the paths that they take, and also, to some extent, where they form. So, for example, this year was very unusual this past year in that a lot of hurricanes formed very far west in the Atlantic, like over the Bahamas and over the western Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico. When hurricanes form there, they're almost certain to hit land because they have almost no options, if you want to look at it that way. Whereas if they form out by the coast of Africa, they can curve off into the North Atlantic and not hit anybody. So it's hard to answer your question. I'll try to say this about it. There's almost certain to be more hurricanes in the next decade than there were in the last in the Atlantic because of the warmth, unless we have a big volcanic eruption or two that could change that. Now, from year to year, it's a different story. For example, if we have El Nino this summer, we're not going to have very many hurricanes in the Atlantic this summer. But if we're talking about a decade, where we're less confident in trying to answer your very important question is, what will the paths of the storms be? And how will the regions of genesis shift around? And that depends to some extent on how the whole Earth's climate actually evolves in detail. And I don't think we know that well enough to give you a solid answer, because one model will say one thing, one model will say a different thing about that. That's what it depends on, but I think I'd have to be very uncertain about the answer to that.